Shalom to the elect of Israel, to you hopeful elect, you Hebrew Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indian, and Haitians. Gotta give our praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who teach well, and a sincere salutation to all the Akim pushing the truth toward the four winds of the earth, waking up the hopeful elect. Shalom to the Aqua for listening and learning. I'm Isaiah, coming into another lesson in truth, fact, faith, and edification. This is part 2 of bad things happen for good reasons, or terrible things happen for great reasons. So like I say in 2nd Ezra chapter 7 and verse 48, and I read this in my last lesson. This is what Ezra said about Adam. It reads, O thou Adam, what hast thou done? For though it was thy that sinned, thou art not fallen alone, but we are all that come of thee. So all of us, the Lord made Adam go off so we can learn how to be righteous amongst wickedness. So when you go to 2nd Peter chapter 2 and read verse 4, it reads, For if God spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell, meaning the word hell meaning condition, a judgment, or the grave, and delivered them into chains of darkness, which is these bodies that we in, to be reserved unto judgment. So we understand that the Most High cast down the angels, which are the sons of Yahweh. That's what Yasha'Allah means. That's what Israel means in Hebrew, which is Yasha'Allah. He Prince Power. So 2nd Peter 2 and 4 again, for if power spared not the angels that sinned, meaning the Israelites who went off, but cast them down to hell and delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment. So the Lord put us in these chains of darkness, which is these bodies. That's why we get sick, we get old, we die. So when you go to Jude chapter 1 and verse 6, and the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, he have reserved in everlasting chains under darkness unto the judgment of the great day. So we in these bodies, man, trying to get back to our original state, our own habitation. So when you go to Judges 5 and 11, it reads, They that are delivered from the noise of the archers, which is the missiles, in the place of drawing water, meaning slavery, that's what drawing water means, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord, Yahweh, even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of his village in Israel. Then shall the people of the Lord Yahweh go down to the gates. So we are rehearsing the righteous acts of the Lord in the places of drawing water. He put us in these chains of darkness. So that's why we got to go through being in captivity, man. Being under the rulership of these Edomites. So when you go to Micah chapter 7 and verse 9, I will bear the indignation. Indignation means righteous anger. I will bear the indignation of the Lord Yahweh because I have sinned against him. We all sin against the Lord. We broke his covenants. Until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me, he will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness. So Michael said, I will bear the indignation of the Lord because I have sinned against him. So the Lord made Adam to go off so we can understand what righteousness is all about. You can't understand righteous if you don't understand wicked. Now this is what Solomon said in Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 16. And moreover I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. I say in my heart, power shall judge the righteous and the wicked, but there is a time there for every purpose and for every work. So we understand, according to these scriptures, that judgment, the word hell, just means judgment or condition of the grave. And we have to bear the indignation of the Lord because we have sinned against him. So to understand righteousness, you got to understand wickedness. So the Lord made us go off. He made Adam go off first and foremost, which was Yahushua. He made Adam go off first, so we can understand how it is to be righteous. Because he said, those that endure to the end, the same shall be saved, and he shall give them a crown. He shall give them a crown to rule with him in the kingdom. Because the Most High Yahweh ain't finna have no anybody around his son, his only begotten son, which is Yahushua. He got special men that he's building up, putting through the furnace of affliction. So when you go to Isaiah 24 and 15, it reads, "Wherefore glorify ye the Lord Yahweh in the fires, even the name of the Lord Yahweh, power of Israel, in the isles of the sea." So the Lord say, "Wherefore glorify ye the Lord in the fires." Now, that's kind of twofold because they're talking about the missiles. Okay, the elect that get saved, they're going to be glorifying Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shah when they get beaten up into the chariots and they watch the destruction of the earth. Also, that's talking about glorify ye the Lord in the fires because he said he's going to put us through the furnace of affliction. So when you know that you're going through a situation, the Lord say it's not nothing that's coming to you that has not been coming to man if he put you through a situation. So matter of fact, let me read that and I'm gonna go back to that. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13, and it reads, "There have no temptation taken you but such as is coming to man." So the Lord already set you up to go through whatever he put you through because it's already coming because Yahushua went through it first. But power is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able. So the Lord put you through things because he know you can handle it. But will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. So the Lord know what you can bear before you know, man. He know what you can take when you don't even understand what you can take. So going back to Isaiah 24 and 15, "Wherefore glorify ye the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua in the fires, even the name of the Lord Yahweh, power of Israel, in the isles of the sea." So we glorify the Lord, and when we catching hell, and we know the Lord putting us through that trials and tribulation to make you harder, man. Okay, endure means to be made hard. Patience means to be made hard, man. To suffer the affliction, to be able, the Lord is strengthening you to be able to withstand whatever comes, man. So Isaiah 24 and 15, "Wherefore glorify ye the Lord Yahweh in the fires, even the name of the Lord Yahweh, power of Israel, in the isles of the sea." So when you go to Isaiah 48 and verse 10, it reads, "Behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction." So glorify the Lord in the fires, man. When the missiles, Lord willing, we be of those men that get salvation. But glorify the Lord, man, when he putting you through trials and tribulation. Because it's the Lord that's putting you through that to make you stronger. Because the time of Jacob's trouble is at hand. And the only way you're going to get through those times is what? This is Isaiah 33 and 6. And it reads, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times." What time? The time of Jacob's trouble. "And strength and salvation, the fear of the Lord Yahweh is his treasure." So it's saying wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. What times? Let's read it. Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. So it's going to be a time that never have been on earth. It is even the time. That's why wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of that time. What time? It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. But he shall be saved out of it, which is the elect. The remnant shall get saved out of it. So going back to Isaiah 48 and verse 10, behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction. Because the Lord is going to put you through tests constantly, man, to build you up, to strengthen you. So when you go to Isaiah 13, Isaiah 13 and verse 12, it reads, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. So the Lord said, I will make a man more precious than fine gold. Meaning what? To refine you, man. Okay? More precious than fine gold. Gold have to get melted down, man, to be refined. So that's why he said he's gonna put us through the furnace of affliction. He's making you the perfect man. That's why it's saying in Judges 5 and 11 that we will rehearse your righteous acts of the Lord in the places of drawing water to be made perfect. Because Yahweh is not going to put any men with Yahweh shot, man. Okay? It got to be a man you can trust. It got to be men you can trust. You ain't going to put no anybody around your son. So, when you go to Job, matter of fact, I'm going to go to Isaiah again. Isaiah chapter 6 and verse 7. And it reads, and he laid it upon my mouth and said, I'm going to start at verse 6. Then flew one of the seraphims upon me, having a live coal in his hand, which is one of the angels, which he had taken with the tongues from off the altar. And he laid it upon me and said, Lo, this have touched thy lips, and thy iniquity is taken away, and thy sin purged. So the Lord cleanses you, man, through what? The word. And let's prove that. This is Psalms chapter 119. This is 104. Psalm 119 and let's see, I'm gonna read Psalm 119 and 104. Through thy precepts I get understanding, therefore I hate every false way. So when you read, we get understanding through these precepts. Um, let me see. You got Psalms 109. Cause the Lord said He cleanses us. Let me see if this says. Let me read this one in St. John chapter 15 verse 3. It's St. John chapter 15 verse 3. Now ye are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you. So by the word of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua are we clean. So I want the other one in Psalms. See if I can find it. So this Psalms 119 and 9. Wherewith shall a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed thereto according to thy word. So by the word of the Lord are we cleansed. So when the angel put the spirit in Isaiah 6 and 7, and he laid it upon my mouth, which was a coal, and said, Lo, this have touched thy lips, and thy iniquity is taken away, and thy sins purged. And how we get purged today? Through the word of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. Okay? Going back to John 15, St. John 15 and 3. Now you are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you. So it's through this word, man. Matter of fact, Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 28. Ephesians 5 and 28. And it reads, that he may, Ephesians 5 and 26, that he may sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of the water by the word. So it has nothing to do with being baptized in the water, man. Again, Ephesians 5 and 26, that he may sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of the water by the word. So by the word of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, we are cleansed. And once you understand this truth, ain't no turning back. But this lesson is about bad things happen for good reason, man. The Lord made us go off so we can be refined to sit next to Yahweh Shai in the kingdom, man, on the throne. This is Revelation chapter 2 and verse 25. And it reads, but that which ye have already hold fast till I come, and he that overcometh and keep my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I receive of my Father. Okay, so the Yahweh Shah saying we're gonna sit next to him on the throne, man. Lord's willing, the elect will sit next to him on the throne, judging the nations. So let me see if I can find that in Matthew. So the elect, this is for the elect, man. Yahweh Shah is raising up the elect. Matter of fact, let me get that in St. John. St. John chapter 6, verse 44. And it reads, no man can come to me except the Father which hath sent me draw him, and I will raise him up at the last day. So the Lord is raising up the elect. That's why they are being refined, man. That's why we had to go through the things we had to go through. This is verse 63. St. John chapter 6, verse 63. No, verse 65. And he said, therefore say I unto you, that no man can come unto me except it were given unto him of my Father. So if the Lord told you to do this work, man, you got to endure to the end. What is that? Matthew chapter 24 and it's Matthew 24 and 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. So this, we have to endure to the end. That's why we must, on a daily basis, every day, to ask the Lord to strengthen us to endure to the end, to give us the strength to endure, and to take not His Holy Spirit away from us, because it's nothing for the Lord to do that. That's why I tell you in 2 Peter's, 2 Peter's 1 and 10, it reads, wherefore the brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if ye do these things, ye shall never fall. So you gotta give diligence, daily diligence, man. Because the Lord say, if any man take his hand out the plow, he is not fit for the kingdom of heaven. So going back to Micah 7:9, I will bear the indignation of the Lord because I have sinned against him. We sinned against Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. So we got to bear the indignation, the righteous anger, until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me. He will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness. So we got to deal with this, man, because we went off from not following the ways of the Lord. And he made us go off, man. Okay, starting with Adam. So when you understand that, you know you got to suffer this. It's a part of our judgment. Going back again to 2 Peter 2:4. For if power spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell, which is judgment, condition, or the grave, and delivered them into chains of darkness, meaning these bodies, to be reserved unto judgment. So when you go to Genesis chapter 6 and verse 3, and the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. So we went off, man. So the Lord cast us down. Matter of fact, let me read verse 2. That the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and took them wives of all which they chose. So we saw the daughters of men, which was the other nations, and we went in unto them, man. And the Lord said, don't deal with other nations. So he cast us down. And the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, but that he also is flesh. Yeah, his days shall be 120 years. So meaning we die, we get old. Now when you go to Psalms, a precept of Genesis 6 and 3, or 6 and 2 and 3, you go to Psalms. Let me see, Psalms 85. Psalms 85 and 6. Psalm 84. We went off from the Lord, man. So the Lord cursed us. This is Psalm 84 and 5. Blessed is the man whose strength is in thee, in whose heart are the ways of them. So our strength is supposed to be in the Heavenly Father, man. Not trusting in man. Let me see, is it Psalms? Yeah, that was a good precept. That's the one I'm looking for, but it was a good verse. Right. Psalms 82 and 6. I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are the children of the Most High. But ye shall die like men and fall like one of the princes. So when he say in Genesis, matter of fact, let me go back to it. In Genesis chapter 6 and verse 3, Genesis 6 and 2, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. And the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. So the Lord said that we was gonna get old and die. All the way from Abraham all the way to Adam. I mean from Adam all the way to Abraham, okay? The years went down, man. Okay? Some men live to be 900 years old, some live to be 800, 700, 600, 500, all the way down to 100 years. Now it said that If by good health we'll live to be 80. So verse 3, Genesis 6 and 3, and the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, but that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. So when you go back to Psalms 82 and verse 6, the Lord said this, I have said ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. So the Lord said we are gods with a little g, man. Okay, we gods as well, but we under Yahweh and Yahweh. But ye shall die like men. That's why he said his spirit will not always strive for man, for his days shall be 120 years, meaning we're going to die. Because the angels never died, man. We didn't die. Now, this proves to you the angels, too. Also, they're talking about the angels don't have sex. Well, the angels in the heavens don't have sex, man. But the Israelites, Yasha'Allah, he princes of power, we went into the daughters of men. Okay? And the Lord cast us down. But ye shall die like men and fall like one of the princes. That's why when you go back to 2 Peter's again, 2 and 4, for if power spared not the angels that sinned, because we sinned against the Lord. It said, for if God spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell and delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment, man. Okay? We are those angels that was cast down into the chains of darkness. We in these bodies. We get old and get sick and die. Jude said the same thing. Jude 1 and 6. And the angels which kept not their first estate, because we broke the laws, we sinned against the Lord, but left their own habitation, he had reserved in everlasting chains under darkness unto the judgment of the great day. That's why Solomon said that in Ecclesiastes 3 and 16. And moreover, I saw under Ecclesiastes 3 and 16. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. So Solomon said he saw under the sun, which is here on earth, the wicked and the righteous. And they both got judged, man. The angels got judged and was put in these chains of darkness, which is these bodies that we are in. I said in my heart, God shall judge the righteous and the wicked, for there is a time there for every purpose and for every work. That's understanding the scriptures, man. That we gotta suffer sinning against the Lord, man. That's why Michael said that I must bear the indignation of the Lord because I have sinned against him. What did Ezra say? What did Ezra say to Adam? What he was speaking about on Adam? Again, I'm gonna read this again. 2nd Ezra chapter 7, verse 48. O thou Adam, what hast thou done? Okay? Now understand that the Lord made Adam go off. For though it was thou that sinned, thou art not fallen alone, but we are all that come of thee. So understanding, matter of fact, I read this in my Latin in part 1. Gotta read this again. I'm gonna close on this. Isaiah 63 and 17. Cause see, what you gotta understand is the Lord made us go off so we can be made perfect, man. Rehearsing the righteous acts of the Lord in the places of drawing water. Isaiah 63 and 17. O Lord Yahweh, why hast thou made us to err from thy ways? So the Lord made us go off, man. That's what you got to understand. Again, Isaiah 63 and 17. O Lord Yahweh, why hast thou made us to err from thy ways and harden our heart from thy fear? Return for thy servant's sake the tribes of thy inheritance. So the Lord made us go off so he can make us perfect, man. So we can be made perfect, so we can understand wickedness and righteousness, man. King Solomon said he saw under the sun the place of judgment where righteous and wickedness was there, man. So to understand the Lord, hey, matter of fact, Isaiah 55 and verse 8. Let me read it. Isaiah 55 and 8. And it reads, for my thoughts are not your thoughts, Neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. So we can't understand the ways of the Lord. He's showing us the movie. He giving us the blueprint. So we got to follow the ways that he left us. But we don't understand his ways because his ways are higher than our thoughts. Our thoughts are not his thoughts. So to understand why he made us go off, that's not for us to understand, man. We just got to understand that he made us to go off to be made perfect. Judges 5:11 say, rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord in the places of joy and water. And that's what we understand. It's a Lord witness to edifying. Gotta give our praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash. Give honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone who rule well, who teach well. And a sincere salutation to all the occupants pushing the truth, but the four winds of the earth, wicking the door for the elect. I got one more precept, and this is Job, the 4th chapter, Job chapter 4, verse 7. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent. So Job, like, if anybody died, they wasn't innocent, man. Okay? Listen to this. Job 4:7. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or a world where the righteous cut off. Even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. So Job saying, if you die, remember I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent. No one died being innocent, man. Okay? Because guess what? You either eating pork or you being wicked. You doing some form of wickedness, man. You're not trying to follow the law to the best of your ability. So the Lord had to move you out the way. He had to take his breath from you, man. No one died being innocent, man. Nobody. Not babies, not old folks, not young people, man. No one died being innocent. These are the ways of the Lord. So with that, Shalom.